This is Dropping Hintze.
I'm Alex.
I'm Silas.
In this podcast, you'll catch a glimpse of our everyday conversations.
I got something for you.
What's that?
Spiders. Bloody spiders.
Why
I was thinking
spiders?
about our interactions with spiders. Many bugs over the years, but particularly spiders. Spiders are like the hardiest and haughtiest of all critters, all creepy crawlies. You got many things they're very similar to the family of centipedes actually, and millipedes, of which there's a dead one on the floor over there behind it. Yeah, there is.
Here?
Yeah, in here. There's a dead millipede.
Great.
I was saving that. Just I wasn't going to tell you beforehand. I was like,
why didn't you tell me about this in the production meeting?
Because the production meeting was too low budget. I don't know. The spiders are the haughtiest of all critters and creepy crawlers, aside for of course, the mighty arthropods. But the point about spiders is that they're arthropods. They're very mean and very angry.
Yes.
They're
I
deadly.
can remember a couple experiences, a couple run-ins with the spiders.
And
not just the daddy long legs.
Not just daddy long legs. And if any one of you comments that daddy long legs are actually the most poisonous spider, they just can't bite you because their fangs are too small, I'm actually going to kill somebody.
Wait, I thought that was true.
I don't know if it's true. I don't care if it's true because I'm sick of hearing it. It's like,
I thought that was legitimate though. Is that fake news?
What isn't these days? Bloody am I right, mate? I told you I was going to slip into an Australian accent. So yeah, but the fake, I don't know if it's true, but they have those little fangs, and maybe they have loads and loads of venom, I should say.
They're like this big.
Daddy long legs are pretty big. We're thinking of the daddy longs that crawl around. They're like this big.
Well, I mean, their bodies are tiny.
Their bodies are tiny, yes.
But they have long legs.
Yeah.
Hence the name.
That sounds, kind of like Gimli. We dwarves are natural sprinters. If you're viewing today, by the way, we have our Pez.
His Pez.
My Pez collection. This was gifted to me by Savannah. Viewer shout out. Maybe she's not watching because she doesn't care. That's okay. Yeah. We've got all the characters here. That's not important. We're talking about bloody spiders, mate. Bloody spiders.
Yeah, spiders.
There was that time at the cabin, as you recall, where we were on the porch, and
was it the porch?
Yeah, it was outside.
Okay.
We'll tell the other story about inside. Maybe I'll tell it because you don't remember. Maybe that was really scary.
No, I remember the one inside. I think
with the bathtub.
Yeah.
That was
rough.
But this one on the outside, it was actually not that big. It was about the size of a quarter, maybe. No, it was a little like from fang to. Well, wolf spiders don't have a stinger there.
Just
imagine
butt.
if it was Shelob. Yeah, from fang to butt. Shelob, spawn of Ungoliant.
I'm not an entomologist, but
I'm no entomologist or bugologist, as their technical term goes. But freaking spiders are impenetrable to like any kind of pesticide.
Yeah, they're like immune to it.
Their disease immunity is like off the charts. If they were an RPG game, they would be like disease immunity.
They think it's like just Febreze or something.
It's like
that's like
drugs to them.
This smells good. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Bring it on, old man. Bring it on. Sometimes they get angry at you too. I mean, there was like when.
So what happened with this one on the porch?
Well, we were outside. It was freaking dark. It was like, I don't know, 9 p.m.
So it was like the perfect setup for like a nightmare situation.
Yeah, a nightmarish, hellish situation. And so like we're there with it, and I think it was me and you and Ethan was there. I know Gus was there because I think Gus like had gone in the hot tub or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hot tub on the porch, and we saw it, and we were like, let's not like squish it because the spray was like nearby or something. For some reason we decided not to squish it. We decided to get the spray, which is built for freaking spiders. It's built for them. And we spray it, and it kind of like recoils a little bit and curls up a little bit, and then it just starts walking again.
Oh my god.
And then we spray it again, and it just pauses, and it's like in do you remember X-Men 3 when Wolverine is walking towards it's lost, never mind. I saw the blank look in your face, and I was like, I'm gonna tell him a thing about X-Men and Jean Grey and the Wolverine.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know. Sorry.
he was powering through it. That's the point. He just kept walking.
Jeez.
And he was really powering through it, and then finally he was like soaked in it, and he was walking towards us, like coming towards us. And so we finally
like,
just
I'm gonna
decided
get you.
we put the can on top of him.
Oh my.
That's what we
And
do
he throws
in our
off
house.
the can.
He picks up the can and throws it at me, hits me in the head. That's how I got
He
the
starts
scar
spraying the bug spray at you.
at us. And I was like, joke's on you. That only hurts spiders in the environment. You
Oh man.
had no idea humans are immune.
That's crazy. He was like super spider. He was like, he must have been the spider that bit Spider-Man.
That bit Spider-Man.
I bet
Yes.
he was.
Clearly, you know one thing, and it's Spider-Man.
Yes. I remember the one inside the house. And when bugs get into your house, that's like,
It's personal.
it's personal. You're coming into my realm. I'm going to take you out.
I'm going to take you out in the most painful. You know nothing of hell. You will die. I got a little intense there.
No, but it's that personal.
Yeah.
When a insect
critter.
or arachnid comes inside.
Arachnid, yeah.
Because there's a difference.
Technically, whatever.
Hey, leave a comment.
I took a biodiversity course. I know all about this stuff.
Anyways, I remember the one inside the house in the bathtub.
This one was freaking big.
Yeah, it was like it would fit in your hand.
It would fit in your palm, legs
like in
and
the
all
palm
would
of your
fit
hand.
in your palm,
Like,
legit.
Yeah, it was intense. A wolf spider.
A wolf spider, yes.
So these guys just look like straight out of.
They won't kill you at all. Their bite is supposedly like a bee sting. Supposedly,
Yeah,
it's supposedly.
Never been bitten by.
I've never been bitten by any spider of any kind. Except maybe a daddy long legs tried, and he was like, my gums are too small, I can't bite him.
Well, except for like how many 100 spiders that crawl into your mouth every night or every year.
Yeah, I really think that those numbers are skewed, because if you have hundreds of spiders crawling into your mouth throughout your lifetime, you're probably sleeping in the woods.
But anyway, so with this spider in the bathtub, it crawled up through the drain. Apparently I
guess
there was a way for it to get in somehow, and it crawled up through the drain, and it was just chilling.
Up from the drain he rose again.
Except we wanted this guy to stay dead. So he comes up from the drain, and I don't know who was going in there about to take a shower, but it was
I think it was Mom.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was, because I remember there were some screams.
Not terribly uncommon, but
right, appropriate reaction. I probably would have done the same. But and that guy, we squished him because we weren't taking any chances. We were like,
this guy needs to die, and he needs to die fast. I would like him to suffer, but I will end him swiftly so that he does not touch me.
Yeah, and I mean, after that, we were on like high alert. The rest of the night was like, check for spiders, like under the covers.
And I just do that in general anyways. When we're at the cabin, I just look under the covers for spiders anyways, because I know that wolf spiders are freaking rampant in Tennessee. This cabin's in Tennessee, for anybody who doesn't know. This is our cabin in Tennessee, and wolf spiders are rampant in Tennessee. I didn't know if I mentioned it's in Tennessee.
It's I think they know where it is.
I don't know what's around Tennessee, to be honest. There's, the deep south, and we're pretty deep in. We're like at least waist deep, I'd say, in the south.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways, but yeah, that was another one with the thing. Yeah, and there was
spiders
one.
Are just...
I did kill something on the roof one time in the cabin. It was on the roof, and I had like a book or something.
That's freaky when they're on the roof.
Yeah, because I'm like I'm laying in bed and it's right there, and I'm like, this thing's
my goodness.
I'm like, I need to kill this
before it kills me.
So I just grabbed like a book, and I literally just like held it and like stood right underneath it and jumped and like threw the book flat, like at the ceiling is like vaulted actually, so I might have thrown it at an angle.
So you had to calculate the geometry and trigonometry,
the trigonometry of the
to
angle.
get your projectile in the correct motion to get.
Stay in school, kids, just in case you have to.
Because you never know when you're gonna have to kill a spider on the freaking roof.
I hit it, and it was like a loud. I actually like went around the house and was like, "Hey, everybody, I'm gonna make a really loud noise in a second. If you hear something smacking the roof, it's just me. It's not the captive that we have locked up in there."
Why'd you have to say that on the air?
Well, all like 4 of you listening know that I'm joking. That we don't actually have like a, being up there.
A being.
The attic is way too small.
I think a spider might be a being. I don't know.
That spider does not have a soul, therefore.
No, it doesn't. So spiders are pretty bad, but we don't have too many spiders here in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, occasionally, but what's rampant down here is cockroaches.
Bloody cockroaches, Mike.
Oh man, hate them. They're just
terrible. Terrible little critters they are. Disgusting.
Do you remember that one time that a cockroach got into our room? Our room, the den, we used to call it the den.
Yes.
The den was where the 3 boys held up their residence.
Well, we didn't hold up banks.
But yeah, so in the den, we would. There was one time. There was probably multiple times. Yes, there's one time though that I specifically remember.
Specifically?
Yeah, that we heard that trademark scuttling
just
on the paper.
Ever so slight, like, oh crap.
And it's like, that's
a cockroach.
Definitely a roach somewhere. And it's the worst feeling in the world.
You all know the feeling. And
it's
you know the sound when you hear it, and you're like, asleep, and you're like going to sleep, and you're so comfy, and then you just hear that, and you're just instantly awake. And you're like, you don't even have to try. It's like you wish that you had like an early flight. Like, I wish I had like a cockroach to wake me up every time I had an early flight, because I'm just instantly awake.
Yeah.
Like
hyper alert. Yeah.
Like it's like you're going, and
so,
you're like.
So it happens. Like we hear it, but none of us are asleep yet. Like Silas is in his loft bed, and then we have another bunk bed, and I'm on the bottom bunk, Ethan's on the top bunk, and instantly we just all like spring up and fly out of bed. Like,
I was on the loft, so I didn't get up. I actually just squatted there.
We hit the lights and we have a meeting,
Call together the council.
Like a council, like a battle strategy of we're gonna attack this thing and we're gonna win. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna defeat the enemy. And our strategy mainly consisted of Silas was tasked with being the executioner, essentially. He
Nothing has changed.
I mean, talk about your role. You would get the shoe.
I would get the shoe, and usually one of your shoes, because you tend to leave them out. You weren't super big on it back then. You didn't really care.
And I had a lot of shoes.
Yeah, we're talking
to choose from.
At least.
I think I had the most shoes out of the boys.
Yeah,
I still do.
Very masculine. Not that I'm sexist or anything like that.
So
see that sly look at the camera. You know what I'm talking about.
So you would get the shoe usually.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't use the spray. I don't know why. I think we were concerned about it living through.
Yeah, living, and then then you
living
have
on.
Then it's now it's like a poison enchantment on a weapon
bomb.
now, because the roach is the roach is like poisonous itself now.
Yeah, it's a biohazard. So you would do that, and then me and Ethan, we would just start moving all the furniture. Think about this, 3 dressers. I said it, a bunk bed, a loft bed. We had a TV. We had a couch in here at one point.
Just literally crap on the ground.
Just junk
we
everywhere.
Were like children, so we didn't clean the floor.
So we would just start moving this stuff around on a hunt for this, and trying to figure out, okay, where did the source originate? Where's ground zero? And it propagates out.
Location to figure out where we heard this out from.
It was really intense trying to find this thing. And so we would move something, and then it would be more scuttering, oh, there it is, we hear it.
It's roughly in this area.
But then it's okay, we lost it, try to find it again. And we had a couple big bookcases that were like really difficult to try to move. I don't think we ever moved them. I think we had to employ other strategies to get those. Like we would have like a yardstick that we would like shove behind it.
Or for all of our friends over the river, a meter stick.
Yeah, a meter stick. Is that a real? Okay.
What do you mean a meter stick? Is that a real thing?
I'm not British, so I don't know.
1 meter is approximately. It's the SI freaking people who aren't scientists. Ugh, can't deal with it.
Anyway, so I mean, we would eventually find these most of the time, but the amount of time spent looking for this would go well into the night.
Yeah, like if it was like, roughly like 10:30 or something like that, when we first heard the scuttling, we would be like looking like until like midnight or 12:30 sometimes, and I'm like 9, so that's like the next day.
I'm 9.
That's like a big deal.
So it's like, whoa, I've never been up
into the next day.
Whoa.
Now it's like you're not living if you're not like waking up into the next day.
So, but we would find it, and then we'd send in Silas, and he'd go and he'd
target acquired,
target destroyed,
target neutralized,
returning to base,
threat neutralized.
So he would neutralize the threat.
Yes.
And then we would go back to bed.
Yeah.
Until we heard
more scuttling.
That same night.
The same night we heard more scuttling.
Those were the dark times.
I just want to reference too the specific story. I don't know if this was the specific story that you were talking about, when like I remember being like down here on the floor, and yes, I had the loft bed and we had a couch in here, and then the bunk bed was over there. And you and Ethan were still asleep, like not asleep, but like on your beds, wrapped in your blanket. And I was off the loft bed. Somehow I got demoted to, oh yeah, I was the executioner. That's why I was down there. And do you remember that when I saw it, I had a shoe, and I hit it so hard that the reverberation was like it was like.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I can't recreate it. But
you hit that cockroach so hard.
And we have carpet.
I'm sure every cockroach in the
west of the Mississippi
5-block radius.
Yeah,
all like stood up in solidarity of
like a moment of
our
silence
brother
for the brother that
our brother has
literally just like sent into oblivion.
There was
nothing left.
He was like flattened.
He was completely intact. We have carpeting, and I whacked him so hard, and the sound reverberated in such a crisp and perfect way that you will never just understand unless you heard it.
Just perfect smack.
It was like, and he literally popped off the ground like a foot when I hit him, and he popped off.
But just because
ground.
he was dead, just because you hit him so hard.
Yeah, like I hit him so hard. It was like imagine an astronaut blasting off into space and then like coming back into the atmosphere, but without being strapped in. Like that amount of G's is what the cockroach felt.
The cockroach was pulling like 9 G's.
Legit, it was obviously it was more than 1 G because I hit him at all, so that's technically more than 1 G. Yeah. But I hit him so hard that I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 2 Gs or 3 Gs or 4 Gs.
Yeah.
Not 5G. We're not about 5G.
But I remember waking up to that, but I don't remember anyone else in the house waking up.
I think we asked them, and they were like, no, we didn't hear anything. And I was like,
freaking,
well, now I know if somebody breaks in the house, we're all dead, because you're not going to hear them literally bust through the window as loud as they could.
Yeah, that's crazy. The reason, just a disclaimer.
Freaking cockroaches.
Like what?
Why do we have so many freaking cockroaches?
Yeah, there's a disclaimer. Like, you live in South Florida. There's palmetto bugs. That's
pimento bugs.
Pimento bugs. Those are the cockroaches that we're talking about. Not like ones that like are just like an infestation.
Yeah,
like German
not
cockroaches.
like German cockroaches. Yeah. We're talking about like the flying devils.
Just the ones that fly. Yeah. Because when it rains, they just naturally like come and like try to get inside the house. Water. Yeah. So and it rains a lot here. If you didn't know that, so
once or twice,
a minute or so.
Just once or twice.
Yeah. So, but I think part of the reason might have been because we would just snack in here.
Not surprising.
You know, three
children
boys in the den, snacking
bring
away.
snacks in here.
Like, just all different kinds of chips and candy and, like, junk food in general.
There were the days that we would intentionally, not days, it was like, this is going to come out now. Ethan knows what we're talking about if he's listening. But Ethan is our other brother, if you haven't gotten that yet. There were those days that we would, like, intentionally spend, like, weeks and weeks preparing and gathering by secretly gathering food and snacks from around the house, and then we would bring them and put them into like a big plastic box in here and like hide it, and then in order to hide, because we were like, okay, we need to hide this stuff.
So we weren't exactly allowed to eat junk food.
Obviously,
all the time.
you're not just allowed to like eat. I'm talking literally like packages of raw cookie dough, like that kind of stuff. Like, I think Ethan brought like a can of like some like can of beans or something like that. What? We didn't open it, but I feel like I remember some kind of like some can of beans, and we're like, what? Like, why would you bring that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, let's eat these beans.
We don't even have a freaking can opener. Like, am I supposed to use my teeth? It's not like an MRE from 1940.
Like, he was just prepared in case we had to spend a lot of time in there,
Right. Well, it was almost like we were camping, because we would bring a tent in here.
Yeah, we would set up our tent right in the middle of the room.
Sometimes we go to Tennessee, so we like camping, but sometimes we like to
we liked camping so
much that we camped here at home, and inside just in our room, literally just clear a spot on the floor, set up the tent, and some of the time it was just like legitimate and like, yeah, like this is gonna be fun, I guess, have like a, I don't know, like building a fort, basically, like that kind of mentality.
Essentially
that's what it was.
Building a fort.
So, but like, sometimes it would be like exclusively, primarily for the reason of like hiding the fact that we were going on these night raids and getting food. Remember we used to call ourselves night ninjas? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
We used to be like, we're night ninjas.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but we would take like, our like, I remember we each had these matching sets, the matching set of like Batman pajamas, remember?
Yes.
And we would turn them wrong side out so that it was like a black shirt, and then we would like wrap something else around our face so that we like were dressed completely in black, and it's like 9 p.m. Turn all the lights off, and we're just
barely
like
dark outside, like
signaling to each other with like little flashlights.
I guarantee you mom and dad knew exactly what we were doing. Like,
I mean,
they're going to get more snacks.
They weren't exactly that stealthy. I remember distinctly making a lot of noise myself.
Again, you were 9.
Freaking child, so it's like
9. So
I'm surprised that we didn't like end up with like, I mean, like, yeah, a lot more like problems with bugs with how much freaking food and crap we brought in there.
Well, that was just a short time. I feel like
it was a phase.
I feel like that phase like quickly died after that. By the time you were 9.5,
much like that cockroach.
By the time you were 9.5, you were done with that. So
freaking anybody who's like, yeah, if you're like, out there and you're like, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, I don't know where I was going with that.
Make sure that you smack that cockroach.
That you smack that like button.
Smash the
heck
like
out
button.
Of that subscribe button. I'm peeking a little bit. That's what YouTubers are supposed to do there when they do that, I guess.
Yeah.
But are we YouTubers now?
No, we're podcasters.
Not professionals anyway.
No, this is just a hobby. This is just something that we do because we have these stories that I
have the stories. Okay.
We think the world would be better off if people could listen into our conversations.
I mean, you've been here for 24 minutes and 4 seconds. What do you think? Well, I mean, with the intro, it's probably going to be like, I don't know, 24 minutes and 34 seconds. Just shut up. What are you talking? What are you looking at me like that for? Now you made me forget what I was going to say.
It's okay. They can't hurt you. It'll be in the future.
You don't own me. Yeah, you've been here for like 5 minutes basically. So if you think that this was beneficial to society, then why?
Yeah, go ahead and let us know in the comments section. What kind of
let us know in the comments.
What kind of bugs that you've encountered in your life?
Leave a comment and telling us why you think that bugs are so gross. Maybe you'll be featured in our next video.
We might have a bug enthusiast, so we're gonna let them have a platform too.
Yeah, if you want to come on the show and eat bugs, we can.
Yeah,
we can work something out.
come on. Tune in next week where we watch Silas eat bugs.
Only if it'll make me more popular. I mean, yeah. So I don't know if we have anything else. We've been talking for a long time.
I think this was a good story time. Good thing to listen to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the whole bug situation didn't throw off many people, because I personally am pretty squeamish about bugs.
I literally, I tell you, I didn't know that till like today, how that you were actually made like uncomfortable by like just talking about spiders and centipedes and ants and creepy crawlies and bugs, and like just imagine one crawling up your arm right now.
I don't want to do that.
Like that doesn't bother me. Like if I see a bug, I'm like, you will die. But as we clearly have described, so I don't need to go into any more. No second chances. We don't have second chances. We're not in the business of giving second chances. You will die. So we don't have really anything else to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, with that, I'd say just make sure that you don't bring those snacks in your room if you're not willing to pay the price.
You may pay a cockroach may pay the ultimate price for your stupidity. Not throw yourself in next time, Peregrine Token. Regardless of your stupidity. Not that you yourself. I just mean like you make poor decisions in life, and those decisions may cost a cockroach its life. And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
That's why we have this podcast, so that we can tell them our experience, so that they don't have to do that. They don't have to
go down the road I went down.
They can learn wisdom from our experience in the bug realm.
The only place you need wisdom from is Ecclesiastes.
Yes.
And Proverbs. And the other 64 books.
Right. But this is wisdom that they can just take at a moment's notice and apply to bugs.
Yeah, this is wisdom for like Gen Zs and maybe millennials. Most of you are probably Gen Z. So freaking listen up.
Yep. But we hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time.
Blessings and honor.